dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
After a qualifying session that saw Gary Movadell score his fourth pole position, it's time for the main event. And now we have a 50-50 shot of seeing either an absolute bang of a race or a chaos-filled event similar to Texas and Talladega. And for everybody's mental sanity, we hope it's the former. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 13 of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series. Welcome to the TikTok 400 at Kansas Speedway. Hello everybody, my name is Alex Vitale. Welcome back to Kansas Speedway for the main event after qualifying. And first and foremost, I said this in qualifying, but I'll say it again, no China jokes for the entire race. And second, when we think of Kansas, I'm pretty sure the pictures of that absolute chaotic finale last year come to mind. And again, as I said in the intro there, let's hope for everybody's sanity, for drivers, owners, and myself included, because I run these races, that we're gonna have a normal, calm race, an exciting race with no big time shenanigans like what happened at Talladega and Texas. Yeah, I'm still gonna get over the fact that we have only 8 cars finishing the limit at Texas. I mean, okay, Texas is a weird track, but still, that's nuts. But anyway, all kidding aside, as you see right there, Gary Movadell is starting on pole position, Mr. Second Place, finally showing the number one, proudly showing the number one, and we will see if he can actually be number one in the race. He drives the number one car and will start in position number one for the race, and let's see if he can actually be the number one car come the checker flag. And alongside him is Zachary Fitzwater, a driver that up until now hasn't really had the best of season especially compared to his teammate in Jeffrey Fengai. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time in a while, if not the first time actual, that Fitzwater not only was competing for a pole position spot, but also for a spot in the top 5. I could be completely wrong, my memory does not help, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So let's hope, at least for Fitzy in what is his farewell season, to finally score at least a good result. If not, just come up with a win, and I'm pretty sure that we are all hoping for that to happen. But outside of that, of course, we got it's working racing at a 1.5 miler. So immediately, there are like 2 names that are super palpable for the win. Those 2 names being Nathan Stapleton and Roberto Crown Jr., who got both winners at the 1.5 milers, and of course they're starting both in the top 10. And another name that I would like to say, other names, so of course other names would be Larry Alford, Andrew Williams, I said Roberto Crown Jr., but also I guess thanks to what happened at Texas, I should name Howley Anderson Jr. Now, true, Anderson was super lucky with what happened, but being lucky, it's literally half of the wins. You need to be at the right place at the right time. And you still need to be, you still need. I mean, skill you need skill, but at the same time you need luck. You need to be at the right place at the right time, and that's exactly what Anderson was in when for the final laps in Texas. But yeah, Anderson starts now. For Anderson, this could be a little more harder than it was last week, because Anderson starts lower in the field. I think around 30th place, if I remember correctly. But again, this is Kansas, a race that and this is Kansas, so anything can happen, especially if chaos is involved. And now, speaking of Texas, aside of the chaos of last year, and of course, and all me keep saying about the war chaos all the time, this is a track that usually provides very good racing, both in the virtual world as in real life. So much so that NASCAR is actually thinking of reconverting this track into an Atlanta-styled miniaturized super speedway. Now, I won't say my opinions on it, also because I don't have one, but I would assume not that many people actually think, highly of that idea. But of course, we will see if they're gonna go through with that, if NASCAR is gonna go through with that or not. But regardless, I think we pretty much said all the things that that can be said. So, guess what, folks? It's time for racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
The command has been given. They'll be rolling on the track in a second now. There they are. As for qualifying, as we stated, Gary Movadell will start on pole position. Alongside him will be Zachary Fitzwater. Then it will be Nathan Stapleton, Leonard Koch, Marcelo Sartre, Bernardo Oliveira, Roberto Crown Jr., Justin Perez, Bryce Egan, and Ryan Little rounding up the top 10. 54 laps ahead of the drivers. And I want to apologize for the flub up that I had in qualifying, because I said this was round 12, and no, it's actually round 13. In any case, the field rolls on to 3 and 4. You'll be dropping, the pace car will be dropping on the pit road any second now. In fact, there it is. Gary Movadell and Zachary Fitzwater will lead us to the green flag. And green flag is in the air. We're away at Kansas. And Gary Movadell will lead lap number 1, immediately followed by Nathan Stapleton. You saw there, Zachary Fitzwater got bogged down in the start. He has lost a lot of positions. Now it looks like he lost to Bryce Egan. He lost it to Stapleton, Crown Jr., Bryce Egan, who's going to go through Crown, and now he's going to third place. There goes Fitzwater on the set of Crown. Now it looks like Crown might lose a bunch of positions. There goes Fitzwater, clears, but now he's got to deal with another Ford. Oh, Brendan Beal, and there he goes. Beal goes through. Now there's Koshmar, dropping like a sack of potatoes, and through goes Koshmar. And they're side by side between Neely and Evans. And looks like Evans has got this battle, but now he's got Torres. Nathan Stapleton, who had a very, very good launch, just like Movadell did, is already going to challenge for the lead. As Koshmar goes on the inside of Beal for 5th place in the top 5 spot. Beal goes super wide into the apron, almost touching the barriers. Koshmar goes through, as does Crown. Beal was 2 places now, got to deal with Ford of Sostrai. In the meantime, Egan is quickly catching up to Stapleton, so the leading duo could quickly become a leading trio. In the meantime, there goes Sostrai on inside. That inside line, as you can see, is already being like the strongest line. They're gonna make it 3 wide. Little, Torres, and Beal. And both Torres and Little are going to make it stick. They're going to go through the 67 car. Now Little goes on the inside of Torres and almost trying for a double overtake with Sostrai, but he'll have to wait yet another lap. As Movadell leads lap number 5, and they'll be on lap number 6. Right now it's been pretty calm. There goes Gutierrez on the inside of Ochoa Neely. Gutierrez, who hasn't had the best of seasons as of yet, too. Another driver that has had not a very good season as of right now. There goes Justin Perez on the inside of Neely, as they're side by side between Davidson, Alfred, Fogelman, and Davenport. Not pretty much locked on as you can see the inside line works wonders. Paris goes through as does Davidson. The two teammates, no, not the teammate. Ooh! Davidson actually makes contact with Paris and he's going to go through into frame 4 into the backstretch. In fact, he does. As maybe so does Fogelman, the winner of Bristol. The outside line is clearly not working as there's a battle between teammates between Sloan and Gutierrez. Sloan is going to hug the inside line, and the inside line is absolute killer right now. Reminds me though, just like Nashville last year, and Frugo, Gutierrez, and Williams. Sloan loses 3 spots as the top 3 is still pretty much right there. Actually, Stapleton has lost a lot of ground to Movedel, who now has to deal. There's no, I'd say, what, half a second away from the 79 car? No, 3/10, but still, that's a much more bigger gap. Now Stapleton has to deal with a much more immediate threat in Bryce Egan, and Bryce and Egan could try for a move right here, at least in the next couple of turns, I would assume. This for second place. So Stapleton has got a bit of a safety gap, so no. These guys will stay 1, 2, 3. As you saw the Crown getting past the Fitzwater. There's Joe Williams Jr. dealing with the 33 of Tom Sloan. Easy pickings. There we go. As Fendia goes through Fogelman and maybe even try for a double overtake with Sloan. And that will be easy pickings as well as Fogelman tried to make it 3 wide with Sloan and Fengai. Fengai goes for the 33 car. As there goes Carrison, like on a bonsai move, post past the Fogelman, the side by side, even attempt a double overtake, as there's Anderson dealing with Fogelman as well as Sloan, and using Carrison as basically as a fireman, shall we say. They're side by side between De Oliveira and Fengai. De Oliveira goes through, and now he's going to deal with Charles Williams Jr. There goes Beal on the inside of Gutierrez, as is Davidson. Beal goes through. Can Davidson go through as well? Yes, he does. Now he's got to deal with Sastry and another Chevrolet in Charles Williams Jr. In the meantime, Stapleton has managed to catch up to Movedel, but it's still too far away to try any sort of move. Movedel right now has led every single lap until this point. And not in the meantime, Roberto Crown Jr. has caught on to Leonard Koshmar, so a possible attempt to move forward for place. It should be almost. Brown tried at the exit of 2 into the backstretch, but Brown will stay behind the 99 car, at least as of now. But of course, he will definitely try something into 3 and 4, into the quote-unquote main straight. Unless Koshmar, but no, Koshmar has a safety gap. Brown cannot do anything. In the meantime, there's Anderson dealing with Bernardo Oliveira. I'm pretty sure Anderson's 16th. So right now, great comeback for the winner last week at Texas, and through goes Anderson on De Oliveira as Fengai goes through such try. Side by side, there you go. Now he's got a Troy Williams Jr., possible double overtake. No, Fengai thinks better of it. He still behind the 96 car. He's gonna try possibly on the next couple of corners, I would assume. As you can see from the ticker, Movedel, Stapleton, and Egan are pretty much creating a full-blown void between themselves and the rest of the field, followed by Koshmar. As there's Anderson dealing with her teammate, and there we go. Anderson goes past her teammate, and maybe he's gonna try on Brandon Beal. There we go, on the inside of Beal. The inside line absolutely works. Through goes Anderson, and in the background, Dillver goes through Southstride. So right now, Movedel's still leading. Now he's got a much more smaller gap. And Egan is basically glued to the rear of the 79 car. There goes Stapleton for the lead. Into 1 and 2, into the backstretch. Can Movedel defend? They're going to be side by side, but Movidel is going to defend his lead, and actually that could have allowed Egan to try and attack to try and make a move, but no, Gary Movidel is going to lead yet one more lap. In the meantime, there goes Davidson on the inside of Anderson, of Trevor Williams Jr. Although Anderson is right behind Jeffrey Fink, I come to think when you actually mention it. As Davidson goes through the 96 car, and now Fink guy is gonna use that momentum to go past the checker flag 96 car. There's two checker flag cars to deal with. One is done for Davidson, as is for Fink guy. There we go. Davidson and Fink guy go through Andrew Williams, and now Trevor Williams, Trevor Williams Jr. and Andrew Williams, as Williams Jr. is gonna fight back on Fink guy on the inside, as Anderson goes past the 82 car, can defend none else, looks to be that. No, the inside line, absolute killer tonight, and Trevor Williams Jr. is going to take the place, as looks to be Ali Anderson Jr. as well. There we go, Ali Anderson up into the lead, up into the top 10. Actually, no, I know it's 11th, right at the cusp of the top 10, as Andrew Williams is going to send the Fink guy into 13th place, and now Williams could try and go in 11th on the inside of Anderson. Ooh, that was very close. But Williams goes through for 11th, and the Fink guy is going to go through 12th, dumping Anderson back into 13th, and now Anderson has to deal with Jonathan Carrison closing in. But in the meantime, Stapleton is desperately trying to find a way to overtake Gary Movidel, but Movidel manages to get always the good exit of the corners and keep the safety gap to avoid any possible attacks to fend off any possible attacks from Stapleton. But this doesn't look to be the case this time. There goes Stapleton in the backstretch. Can actually make a stick. Looks to be more convincing than before. Nope. Movidel is going to shut the door on the 79 car, and Movidel is going to lead yet one more lap. That is some incredible defensive maneuver from the one car, who's desperately trying to shake off the reputation, the ever so quickly growing reputation of Mr. Second Place. As Gutierrez comes on inside of Brandon Beal. Should be, as Beal goes, almost super wide. Gutierrez goes through. Now the Giacomo could try and overtake the 67 car himself. Back there he goes. Using Gutierrez, and should be an easy one. There we go. One of the Giacomo past Brandon Beal. Meantime, we got quite a battle here for basically be the top 10 for the final top 10 spot. There goes Davidson on the inside of Fink guy. Davidson should have this in the bag, unless Fink guy is going to shut the door on him, and looks like he's going to. Yes, Fink guy is going to keep what would be 11th place. As Anderson is losing contact. There goes Fink guy inside of Williams for effectively what is. Actually, no, it's a 7th. What? People are pitting. Oh! Okay. Never mind, people are pitting. Never mind, people are pitting. Okay, that was. Okay. So, lap number 25, we're already pitting. I would assume this is going to be for 4 tires of fuel. In fact, it is. We're looking at Gary Movidel, and Bryce Egan is going to leave the pits at first. And yep, Bryce Egan up to first is going to leave the pits at first. That will be Movidel. Then it would be Nathan Stapleton, then Crown, then Sastry, Ward. There's Koshmar stopping, as is Fitzwater. There's Monaco. There's Miller. There's Oskin, and there goes the rest of the field. Of course, we'll have to wait to see when these drivers and Tom Sloan is pitting. Okay, that looked pretty slow, but okay. Of course, we will see where this gets to cycle out, but I would assume Bryce Egan should be the leader of the race. course, we have to see once the ticker updates. Movadel goes on the inside of Egan, and that's going to be an easy one. In fact, it is. Movadel clears Egan for what should be the lead of the race once again. Of course, we'll have to see once the ticker updates. And nope. Actually, Sloan is going to be the leader. I mean, Sloan is... that's not a... that's not reflective of what's going on. So I would assume... I mean, you saw there... Sloan was pitting, so effectively that would mean Movadel is the true leader of the race. We'll have to see what happens on the ticker. But I would assume Movadel is the leader, and if it is, then he already has a massive gap on Bryce Egan. In fact, it is. Yep, he has a massive gap on, almost half a second away from Bryce Egan. Then will be Nephi Stapleton third. Then will be Robert from Jr. on Koshmar, Ryan Little, and Luke Evans. I would assume is a lap down. I assume Evans is a lap down, and yeah, he's a lap down. And Mendoza is 2 laps down. In fact, there's like actually on the lead lap in Philip Torres. So Evans' teammate, then Charles Williams Jr., Tucker Fitzwater, and Jonathan Harrison. That will be Feng Guy, Davidson, Gutierrez, Ward, Salstry, Williams, Giacomo, Sloan, Anderson, and of course the rest of the field combined with the rest of the field. Somebody else is also in the pits. I have no idea who that is. Ooh, it's Mendoza. Mendoza, as it's Justin Perez in the pits. I would assume probably because of issues with that car. That's probably not because I would assume at least. I assume that it's for issues with the car and not because of a weird pit stop strategy. As Movadel makes short notice of the lap car of William Ayers. And now we are next up on Movadel's side is the Talladega winner Skylar Taylor, who, as you saw, has damage on the left side of the car. So I assume she banged into the tire barrier, into the safer barrier, should I say more, not tire barrier. Sorry, into the safer barrier, should I say more. But in the meantime, there goes Finn Guy on the inside of fifth, runner for 9th place. Teammates battling for 9th. And Finn Guy makes short notice of his teammate, as possibly does Zane Davidson. There we go. Davidson goes past the 52 car, as does Gutierrez. And now there's Carrison. Now next on Finn Guy's side is Troy Williams Jr. as Torres gets rid of his teammate. Egan, as you saw, just got past William Ayers, and Movadel got past Skylar Taylor. Now he's got Avery Alford next to him. Avery Alford, Avery Alford is next. There goes Hunter Mendoza, 5 laps down at this point. So race is pretty much over for the Williams and car. Luke Evans gets, at least tries to let Williams Jr. through. There he goes. As Fitzwater lost the position to Jonathan Harrison. Now he's got to deal with the Scottish steam train in Duncan Ward. Again, is manager Eddie Debs calls him like that. No offense. I would always listen to this, no offense, because his manager calls him like that. Anyway, Egan goes through Mendoza as Movadel with 20 laps to go at the line, and pretty much he looks. This could unless some weird caution happens, this could be finally the race where he finally checks off the Mr. Second Place moniker. But of course, he's still got 20 laps to go, and plenty of lap cars to deal with, as Stapleton deals with Ayers first, and maybe he's going to deal with Taylor as well. Nice and easy. There we go. Past the Talladega winner goes the Homestead winner, and the winner Homestead and Phoenix. I remember, we won Homestead, Phoenix and Homestead in this order. In the meantime, let's check out the rear of the field. There's Williams, who has got on to Troy Williams Jr. This is for 7th. No, this is for 8th, sorry. 7th is Philip Torres. He's not that far away from the 2. And there goes Fengai on the inside. Fengai goes through for 8th place. Now he's got to deal with the other 4 of Torres. As looks like Karras and Williams has to deal with Jaime Gutierrez. St. Davidson behind them. Right now there's Egan cleared all the lap cars, so there's virtually nothing between them, between him and the leader in Movidel, as is Stapleton. Nothing standing between the leading duo. So if Movidel starts hitting trouble, as well as Egan, maybe you could actually have a three-way fight for the win. But right now, Movidel pretty much has led every single lap, I would assume. At least very close to it almost every single lap. But in the meantime, there's Crown, Koshmar, and Ryan Little. Ryan Little goes on the inside of Koshmar. This is for the 5th place. He's got pretty much, he should have it. There he goes. Ryan Little up to 5th place. Drops Koshmar into 6th, and right on the sides of Philip Torres, who has been almost caught on. 3 seconds is the gap between Egan and Movidel, who has gone past Danny Johnson, has got to deal with both Alfred and D'Amelio. The Polish driver through goes the owner of Firework King, and now has to deal with Alfred. So 2 cars standing between him and the next chaser in Race Egan. And Movidel makes short notice of Alfred. Now he's got 3 cars, and he's got Charlie Davenport to deal with next. In the meantime, Fengai has gone past Philip Torres. Now he's up to 7th. His next target is Lara Koshmar. There goes, Davidson on the inside of Troy Williams Jr. And that is for 10th place. Next up is Jaime Gutierrez. And now Torres has cut on to Jeffrey Fengai. So, let's see if we're going to try and move. Right now Fengai has a safety gap. But, nope, not going to happen. As Fengai is quickly catching on to Lara Koshmar. Lara Koshmar, who is in turn catching on somewhat quickly to Ryan Little. There goes for Crown, dealing with lap cars of Taylor and Ayers, and as well as Mendoza. Taylor goes super wide. He's gonna let the space. He's gonna give Crown the space. Fernando Alonso will be proud of that, by the way. Yeah, that's an old joke, but whatever. In the meantime, there goes Little trying to clear the Talladega winner. Is going to be a little bit more harder than usual, while at the same time keeping Leonard Koshmar behind them. Leonard Koshmar, who cannot stay in this battle for long because Fengai is coming, and they have to deal with yet another lap car in William Ayers. And there goes Oskin in the pits once again, and yeah, pretty much 10 laps to go, and Movidel, this is Movidel's race to lose pretty much. Almost 5 seconds is the gap between Gary Movidel and Bryce Egan. So the only thing that could ruin Movidel from finally getting first place is a late caution or the misfortune on his car. That's always going to be the case as Koshmar goes on the side around a little. There he goes. Koshmar still battling, but of course the inside line has been killer. There it goes. And he's going to lose two places at the same time because Fengai goes through as well. He's going to make for a double overtake into 1 and 2. And that should be it. Yep, Jeffrey Fengai up into 5th place, into the top 5. And there goes Gutierrez on the side of Koshmar, maybe trying for a double overtake on Fengai as well. Nope, Fengai has the safety gap, so no, Gutierrez will have to wait one more lap. And now Fengai has Rookron Jr. in his sights. And pretty much, yeah, there's Austin in the pits as Movidel dealt with Arbor Gardner is now dealing with Joshua Neely and Anthony Nicole. So yeah, that's pretty much, so yeah, this officially Fengai's race to Movidel's race to lose. He goes through Anthony Nicole as well as Jack Haas. With the rate the guy is going, yeah, I honestly have no idea how many cars could be lapping by the time the race is over. But in the meantime, let's focus on the Jeff Finn guy on I guess we can say it, much more exciting race scenario as Finn guy goes through Crown for 4th place. But the problem is there's a big gap between Finn guy and Stapleton as well as 2-lap cars. So I'm afraid that could be the end of Fengai's charge to the front. Unless Crown has anything to say about it, as well as Gutierrez have anything to say about it. And looks like Gutierrez has something to say about it, at least for Crown, but nope. Actually, he's going to go to the side. Is Crown pitting? Okay, Crown's pitting. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. So, turns out, some of these guys do not have enough fuel to make it to the end. There are 5 laps to go, and well, this has turned the race upside down. Now I think Fengai should be the one leading, but does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Ooh, oh, and we're going to overtime. We are going to overtime. Jack Haas has flipped. His car is smoking. We are going to overtime. We are going to overtime, folks. We are going to overtime. And now, this is shaping up to be the exact same situation as what happened last year. Of course, with the hope that it's not going to be just as, bad. As now Fengai and Koshmar are going into the pits, as is the rest of the field. There goes Blaine Keys. But, well then. So, first overtime attempt for these guys. It'll be fuel! Ooh! Oh, that was nasty. Only fuel for these drivers. So where is the pace car? There's the pace car. Now Movidel is in this pack, but I would not assume. But I'm pretty sure these guys were all pitting. So maybe I think did these guys get travel lap down because of the caution? I guess we will see. And once we go back to actually, we're actually getting near the thing anyway, so let's check out. Let's check out the ticker. And doesn't look like it. It's gonna update anytime soon, so you know what? Let's check the replay to see what caused the first caution of the race. First caution of the race. We're looking at Jack Haas. He's trying to get himself clear of Gardner. Problem is, Gardner is still there. Haas is not clear. They make contact, and the inevitable happens. Haas goes into half spin. Neely manages to avoid him. Haas crashes into the safer barrier. And looks like he's safe, but the caution is already out. Look at that. Avery Alford T-bones Jack Haas pretty hard And that's gonna flip the 50 car on its roof. And check Charlie Davenport. Davenport does not avoid the 50 car. That's gonna roll the 50 car like a Beyblade. There's ooh, Blanky's almost manages to Blanky's Bryce Egan, sorry. Almost managed to make contact, and to a stop goes Jack Haas. Car is smoking, car is flipped, he's 100% out of the race. Watching it in real time. Gunner goes in the side, Haas tries to clear, he's not clear. Out spin, into the wall. There goes Alford. Yeah, that was pretty bad. There goes Davenport, and boom. Egan avoids them. And that's basically the reason why we are at our first caution of the race with 5 laps to go and our first attempt at an overtime. And with that, see you trackside for the first overtime attempt. And we're back live here at Kansas Speedway for the TikTok 400. We're coming out of the first caution. First overtime attempt, and apparently Ali Anderson Jr. is leading, but I have no idea either, and the pace car is at the back stretch, and these guys are, yeah, I have no idea what is going on. So we should have a 2-lap shootout. Oh, actually, yeah, Al Anderson is in the lead. That would be Jeffrey Fink guy. Actually, no. Okay. And, yep, they're going to extend the caution. They're going to extend the caution for at least one more lap. Of course, because the field is just completely gone insane. So they're going to extend the caution for at least one more lap. Okay, now it should be pretty much good to go. And the Jeffrey Finn guy is leading. Second should be Jonathan Carrison. Then it would be Angel Gutierrez. Then it would be Bryce Egan, Lorraine Little, Zachary Fitzwater, Leonard Koshmar. Then it would be Zane Davidson, then Kalashoshkai, and Ali Anderson Jr. running up the top 10. Of course, all these guys are a lap down. Yep, 18 cars on the lead lap. And unfortunately, Gary Movedell will, all that effort has gone completely to waste because of what happened. The problem is, the rest of the field is literally right there, so I have no idea if they're going to throw the yellow flag or they're going to make it count anyway. Looks like, I mean, right now the pit is going to put the pit, so they're going to count it. And green flag is in the air, 2-lap shootout, but actually, no, never mind. So Bryce Egan is in the lead lap. So 2-lap shootout for the win between Jeffrey Finn guy and Bryce Egan. Bryce Egan is dealing with Aubrey Gardner. Finn guy is dealing with Aubrey Gardner, and are we under caution? No. Oh, he's just no. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. Jeffrey Finn guy is out of fuel, and that could mean 1 lap to go for Bryce Egan. 1 lap to go for Bryce Egan. He should have enough fuel to make it to the end. And well, that was yet another chaotic race as more drivers running out of fuel. But Bryce Egan is going to win at Kansas Speedway. There we go. Second will be Charlie Williams Jr. Then it would be Reggie Fogelman. Then will be Jeffrey Finn guy in 4th. So he saw his fourth win go up as much like that. Then will be Leonard Koshmar, Kalasashrai, Duncan Ward, and Tim Davidson. Then it would be the 52 of Oh god, who drove the 52 again? And there is Brandon Beal slowing into a crawl out of fuel. But yeah. Oh, 52 is Fitzwater, and once again, because of pit stop shenanigans, because of yellow flag shenanigans, and because of better cautions, 8 cars on the lead lap because of pit strategy, because of fuel shenanigans. But the day belongs to Bryce Egan, who wins the TikTok 400 at Kansas. Second, it will be Troy Williams Jr., then it will be Reggie Fogelman, and then it will be Ali Anderson Jr., Gary Movidell, Jeffrey Fingal, Leonard Koch, Michael Sosstrait, Zane Davidson, Zachary Fitzwater rounding up the top 10. And yeah, 8 cars on the lead lap once again on a 1.5 miler. And plenty of lap cars until with 7 laps down. Bernie Libera out of fuel. Yeah, every Alpha then Jack has would arguably the only actual DNF of the race, but yeah, I think I should just probably stop. I mean it happened. Okay. I need a second to actually collect my thoughts, because compared to what happened last year, this was a lot more tamer. Because if you remember, the cars could not stop wrecking each other. The drivers could not stop wrecking each other. And this one, at least we only had 1 caution that got extended because the field could not figure out what they were doing. But still, we only had 1 overtime attempt rather than 3. Than the 3 that we took for the finish last year at Kansas. So yeah, I guess this was a better ending than the chaos of last year. But once again, because of what can all be described as untimed cautions, badly timed cautions, and of course more confusion because of better cautions, we only had 8 cars on the lead lap. So that was a voice crack. Only 8 cars on the lead lap for the second week in a row in a 1.5 miler. And yeah, I think I should probably stop mentioning chaos, because chances are we might have because if I keep going, that's gonna be a self-proven whatever. I mean, yeah, I'm confused right now. I mean, I've been confused for like I've been confused my whole life, but that's a point entirely. But yeah, I should probably stop saying we should hope for a normal race, because then it doesn't happen. I mean, this is the PSRLA. We're on brand. The PSRLA, where everything, where they expect the unexpected, everything can happen. We're pretty much on brand. But yeah, this was a. I mean, I would say it was a complete wreckfest, but still, the ending was once again chaotic here at Kansas. It was chaotic last year, and it was chaotic this year as well. Although it wasn't as chaotic as last year, but yeah. You know what? I'm pretty sure everybody will be more interesting in how the championship looks like than my continuous rambling. So yeah, let's check out the standings after the race, shall we? And we're back live here at Kansas Speedway for a TikTok 400 that has just finished. And the championship standings stock of Roberto Crown Jr., still leader of the championship, 20 points clear of Nathan Stapleton. Jeffrey Fengai now bounces up to 3rd place, 26 points clear, 20 points behind the checker flag driver. Then with Zane Davidson, Gary Movadell, Andrew Williams, who loses 3 places and now down to 6th. Troy Williams Jr. in 7th, Philip Torres, Tom Sloan, and Reggie Fogelman rounding up the top 10. And I think the biggest jumper is Bryce Egan with who's up 4 places and now is back to the win. He's now up 4 places and now is in 15th spot. And the biggest loser is Terry Alford, who loses 5 places and now he's down in 20th. And one thing that that I've seen is that Tanner Parton did not partake in the race. So, yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, not exactly a good situation for. I mean, right now, I mean, not so much for for King Racing. Now they got a new team owner, but not a great situation for Tanner Parton, who. Yeah, at this point, I would assume he's probably not gonna be in the 2026 is not gonna be on the grid for next year. Assuming there will be next year, but still, if it's gonna be, it's very likely at this point that he will not be in it, alongside Hunter Mendoza and possibly I would assume Blaine Keys as well. There's like a lot of drivers that are possibly not gonna be on the grid for next year, but yeah. Anyway, so, like, what else can be said about this race? And that honestly, I don't have anything else to say. I mean, I pretty much wasted all my breath. I said everything that I want to say about this race before showing the standings. I mean, right now the only thing that matters is the fact that this is the last race. Actually, one thing there actually there is one thing that I could say, and that is. This is the last race before the All-Star Weekend. And the All-Star Weekend is going to be like last year at North Wilkesboro. So, yeah. Imagine if you actually end up getting the so waited and so hoped for calmer race at a short track. Then, imagine if you actually get a much more calmer race at a short track. I mean, what? South Boston was actually pretty chill. Bristol, no, we didn't race to Bristol. Martinsville was pretty good. So yeah, Martinsville was pretty good. So yeah, imagine if we actually end up having our first green flag race from flag to flag. The first no caution race in a little while, right, at the All-Star race, and possibly even at the Action of Wilkesboro race. But yeah, I think I rambled enough, so I guess it's time to end this broadcast by saying this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series 44/7 Network. I'm Alex Vitale, and join us next week for the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. So long, everybody, from Kansas. Crushers again. To Bryce Egan.